Buttar compares COVID and the vaccine to World War II, and Dr. Anthony Fauci to Adolf Hitler.
Fauci is a criminal. You talk about Hitler? Okay, well.
Whoever Dr. Fauci is in your mind, he is a government bureaucrat, and you're comparing him to Hitler.
Well, I mean,
to Nazis.
I am.
Who killed 6 million Jews.
I think this number is going to be higher.
I went through a very difficult personal health challenge a few months. I was in the ICU. I had been poisoned with the 200 times the amount of what's in the vaccinations. And I've said publicly, you'd have to shoot me in the head with lead, i.e. a bullet, because I'm never going to take the vaccine. So I was actually intentionally poisoned. And part of it was, I believe, right before that or right after that CNN interview.
One company or small group of people manages to develop godlike digital superintelligence. They can take over the world. At least when there's an evil dictator, that human is going to die. But for an AI, there would be no death. It would live forever. And then you'd have an immortal dictator from which we can never escape.
At some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky.
The robots going down the streets, they're like, what are you talking about? Man, we want to make sure we don't have killer robots going down the street. Once they're going down the street, it is too late. Google acquired DeepMind several years ago. DeepMind operates as a semi-independent subsidiary of Google. The thing that makes DeepMind unique is that DeepMind is absolutely focused on creating digital superintelligence, an AI that is vastly smarter than any human on Earth, and ultimately smarter than all humans on Earth combined.
This is from the DeepMind reinforcement learning system. Basically wakes up like a newborn baby and is shown the screen of an Atari video game, and then has to learn to play the video game. It knows nothing about objects, about motion, about time. It only knows that there's an image on the screen and there's a score. So if your baby woke up the day it was born and by late afternoon was playing 40 different Atari video games at a superhuman level, you would be terrified. You would say, my baby is possessed, send it back.
I mean, the DeepMind system can win at any game. It can already beat all the original Atari games. It is superhuman. It plays the games at super speed in less than a minute. DeepMind's AI has administrator-level access to Google's servers to optimize energy usage at the data centers. However, this could be an unintentional Trojan horse. DeepMind has to have complete control of the data centers, so with a little software update, that AI could take complete control of the whole Google system, which means they can do anything. They can look at all your data, you can do anything. We're rapidly headed towards digital superintelligence that far exceeds any human. I think it's very obvious.
So-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. In general, much less smart, dumber than we think we are, by a lot. This tends to plague smart people. They just can't, they define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation. I'm really quite close to, I'm very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me.
6G will destroy our body, and as someone who has a degree in chemistry, biology, and mathematics, I'm going to explain to you why. So 5G works at a different wavelength, and 6G can go into the terahertz range. Now, once we get into the terahertz range, you can look at this research article, it can actually affect the calcium-gated ion channels in your body, okay? And if you know anything about chemistry or biochemistry, these sodium calcium ion channels are responsible for literally everything in your body. Neurotransmitter release, hormone transcription, gene transcription, literally the action potential of your nervous system, muscle contraction, anything you can think that has to do with the body at an electric level is involved with these channels, okay? So once they roll this shit out, they can quite literally do whatever they want to our bodies if we're not protecting ourselves.
Clinton Foundation teams are on the ground in earthquake-ravaged Venezuela, and shocking reports from Caracas reveal their staff have been caught kidnapping children in the disaster zone and attempting to move them across borders without documentation. Kidnapping, trafficking, right in the chaos. These reports describe the Clinton Foundation as a drug-dealing, child-trafficking, money-laundering syndicate, zeroing in on vulnerable children in the chaos caused by natural disasters. They fly around in helicopters, filled with cash, drugs, weapons, and they operate above the law, because they're protected by compromised officials who share the same dark vices. But in Venezuela, the backlash has been seismic. Vigilante justice against international child traffickers is already exploding on the streets, brutal and unforgiving.
We need to get the Clintons out of Venezuela. They are child traffickers. Hillary needs to be arrested.
Sound familiar? Remember the earthquake in Haiti in 2010? It was the exact same playbook of Clinton Foundation associates moving children across borders and directly into elite trafficking pipelines. In the aftermath of the twin earthquakes that devastated Caracas, children are being pulled from rubble and taken to hospitals without their parents, before vanishing into the dark world of child trafficking.
For thousands of Venezuela's children, the earthquake is not over. The most dangerous part is just beginning. According to UNICEF, 3.9 million children live in the areas the earthquake hit. In the chaos, thousands have already been separated from their families, and these separated kids are at risk of being taken and exploited unless they are found and reunited with family members fast. I've already been getting videos in the dead of night about this because there is a known trafficking ring in Venezuela.
There sure is. It's called the Clinton Foundation. And despite furious local opposition, they've operatives on the ground in Caracas as we speak, prowling the streets for children who've been lost in the chaos and separated from their parents. Yes, the same Clinton Global Initiative that was co-founded by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
She point blank tells the Justice Department, quote, "I was part of the beginning process of the Clinton Global Initiative." And then she goes on to say that she believes Jeffrey Epstein actually funded the Clinton Global Initiative.
This same Clinton Foundation that was exposed trafficking children via Clinton Global Initiative partners in Haiti in 2010, following their own devastating earthquake. It's almost as though they have a playbook for these disasters. Clinton associate Laura Silsby was arrested for taking 33 Haitian children across the border to the Dominican Republic with false documentation. Despite Silsby's claims, most of the children were not orphans.
In November of 2009, a woman named Laura Silsby founded a nonprofit, the New Life Children's Refuge, which described its mission as attempting to rescue orphaned and abandoned children in Haiti and Dominican Republic. 2 months later, on January 29, 2010, Silsby was arrested for attempting to traffic 33 orphaned children out of Haiti without documentation. Would later learn through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton was sent email updates from Huma Abedin and other associates regarding Silsby's incarceration and developing legal case. This was not the first time Silsby found herself facing child trafficking charges. Silsby had been caught once before by Haitian police attempting to traffic 40 children out of the country.
Any doubt she was working for the Clintons were dismissed when former President Bill Clinton appointed a lawyer to get her off the charges. A lawyer who had a long list of history of child trafficking himself.
A week after Silsby was apprehended the second time, on February 7th, 2010, former President Bill Clinton appointed Silsby a lawyer by the name of Jorge Puello. Puello was successful in getting Silsby's charges reduced to 6 months. Jorge Puello also had a colorful history with human trafficking. He was convicted of operating an international sex trafficking ring involving women and underage girls out of Central America and Haiti. Puello's wife was also arrested on the same charges.
It's hard to tell if they think we're stupid, or if they enjoy mocking us. Shortly after Silsby was released, Bill Clinton's personal friend and pastor was arrested for raping Haitian children he adopted after the earthquake. Meanwhile in Venezuela, they're using the same playbook they used in Haiti to kidnap vulnerable children during the chaos of a natural disaster and smuggle them across borders. Changing their names, false documents, and a quick getaway into the big wide world of elite paedophilia, where children without documents are sold to the highest bidder and discarded as trash when they're no longer useful.
On the left, we also have one of the people who's quite affected. I would like you to first give me your first and last name, please.
I am Noraima Perez, a waitress at the Camurive Clinic, and I am here affected because my 4 children are missing. My daughter Aranza Lopez was taken out alive, but they took her out with a last name that is not hers. Aranza Vergara appears in Social Security. I have looked for her in all the hospitals in Caracas, and she does not appear where they transferred her either. We need international help, and for this to be heard internationally, the children of Vargas are being stolen. The children of Vargas are being stripped of their last names and given other last names to take them away. Why can't I find my daughter in the Perez Carreño Hospital? I went to look for her and I can't find her.
Tensions are reaching a boiling point in Venezuela. Locals are furious that the Clinton Foundation has descended on the disaster zone under the banner of humanitarian aid. And they're pushing back and demanding vigilante justice for those caught trafficking children. Will the Clintons appoint a lawyer to defend those caught trafficking children again? It beggars belief that the Clinton Foundation, an outfit with deep ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, run by a former Secretary of State who ran a paedophile ring at the State Department, is now on the ground in Venezuela after this devastating earthquake.
Good morning, Savannah. You know, there's an old saying in Washington that the cover-up is worse than the crime. But in this case, both parts of it are disturbing. Allegations of prostitution and pedophilia, and allegations that those crimes were somehow covered up or not looked into. So the State Department this morning is having to respond to those claims and those investigations of misconduct by State Department officials, including by an ambassador and security agents attached to then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton.
Then there's Frazzledrip, the video file found on Anthony Weiner's laptop featuring Hillary Clinton and Huma Abedin and one deeply unfortunate child. This rabbit hole is as dark as they come.
Are you aware of any files that were on Anthony Weiner's laptop in a folder that was titled insurance, life insurance, with a zip file titled Frazzled?
The chairman's ruling.
Is this within the scope?
Is this within the scope, Mr. Chairman?
If the chairman rules that it's not within the scope,
Mr. Chairman, based on what you said in the public hearing, is this within the scope?
We can go off the record for a moment.
Mr. Chairman, is this within the scope?
We'll go off the record and can talk.
The mainstream media continues to insist it's an unhinged conspiracy theory, but they conveniently ignore the fact an Inspector General report into Anthony Weiner's laptop found crimes against children committed by the Clinton Foundation. And yet, rather than serving prison time, the Clinton Foundation is still visiting disaster zones where millions of vulnerable children can be captured and disappeared. Some things don't change. CIA contractors with high-level connections to trafficking pipelines are moving children through airports as we speak.
You said that you were on vacation, and now you're moving this small child to the airport. I thought you were on vacation. Ma'am, I thought you were on vacation. What happened to that? Do you have any comment about children that have gone missing that you've helped to escort across the country? Excuse me, is this MDM?
No.
We have footage here that a lot of these children don't know the sponsors that they are going to. What's going on? There's kids in the car here. They're moving these kids. They just turn the lights off.
It's no wonder people on the ground in Venezuela want the elite pedophiles out. The Clinton Foundation gone. The child trafficking pipelines slammed shut.
I was watching videos coming out of Venezuela, and what's going on there is worse than what we can imagine. Now, I don't have all the answers. All I can do is use my platform and my following to raise awareness on this issue, because apparently a lot of the people looking for family members the police and military aren't allowing them to get to the areas that they need to get to. But the real disturbing thing that's going on is that apparently they are taking traumatized and orphaned children to use for child trafficking, which breaks my heart, obviously, because, well, I mean, how evil can you get? I mean, to use something as horrific as what's happened to then go to the next step and then start taking the children is just a stain on humanity. It's not even humans doing it. These people are evil. They're not even like us, right? But this is what we're dealing with.
This is what we're dealing with. And we're rising up and saying enough. For years, the Clintons thought they were untouchable. Epstein connections, Haiti, crimes against children, and a trail of dead associates that would put Ted Bundy to shame. It was all conducted in the open. And now the younger generations are rising up and demanding justice.
Watch Hillary Clinton shit herself when being asked about Pizzagate and Frazzle Drip.
Pizzagate was totally made up. It was an outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people, that caused a deranged young man to show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe you're even referencing it. You should be...
I'll tell you what's not made up, Hillary. This WikiLeaks email that you sent to Obama stating that when we began the pizza arrangement, I thought we were going to be more careful than this. Operating from the White House is not what I originally had in mind. Remember that the hot dogs can come, but if you make a spectacle out of it, that will be our downfall. Please know that I am speaking as a friend. You are the president and can do as you like, but I have to say it would be wiser to restrict this activity to our predetermined location. The FBI came out officially and said that these are code words and terminology used by pedophiles to identify sexual preferences. Both of those words were mentioned in the Hillary email to Obama.
I don't follow the crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad, but also disturbing that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally bogus.
It sounds totally bogus that Obama would spend $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza/hot dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House. $65,000 for pizza/hot dogs. Really?
Hi, Steve here. There are exactly two things blood-drinking Satan worshippers running this government and every government on earth cannot allow you to do. Just two. And if you understand these two things, you understand why they kill, why they silence, and why they will never stop. Number one, they cannot let you learn the facts about what they are actually doing. Not the news narrative, not the official story. The facts, the documented, verifiable, horrifying pattern. They run a global network of child trafficking. They consume blood, they worship death, they place their own in every seat of power, not because they are competent, but because they protect each other. And the moment you start connecting the dots, you become a target. Number two, they cannot let you remember what you learn. This is the hidden war. They use technology, chemicals, media saturation, and exhaustion to erode your memory. You see a video, you read a court filing, you get angry. Then the next scandal comes, and the last one vanishes. They don't just want you ignorant, they want you unable to retain truth. That is why they murder anyone who speaks out too loudly and too clearly. Not because they fear your anger, they fear your certainty. A witness who testifies and then disappears, people forget the testimony. They remember the death. The message gets buried. So why do people like Hillary Clinton still walk free, even though thousands know exactly what she has done? Because not everyone in their network is a true believer. Many are just compromised, threatened, well paid, they have families, they have secrets. They are kept in line not by loyalty to Satan, but by self-preservation. The ringleaders don't need to kill everyone. They just need to make sure that the ones who will talk are eliminated before they can build a permanent record. The compromised ones stay silent because they know what happens to people who break rank. And the system keeps spinning. And now they're rolling out the next layers of control. 5G was bad enough, but 6G is a nightmare they are preparing in plain sight. Higher frequencies, denser networks, the ability to interface directly with neural tissue. Add AI to that, and robots, and the military applications they never tell you about. It won't just be surveillance, it will be preemptive thought termination. They will not need to kill you if they can erase the thoughts before they form. These are the tools of the devil. They are building the prison before you realize the walls are up. So learn the facts, but learn them with the intent to hold them. Write them down, record them, share them with your family, burn them into your memory through repetition. That is an act of war against the darkness. They don't fear your rage as much as they fear your remembrance, because a people who remember cannot be enslaved. And if they come for you, if they try to silence you, know that you are not crazy. You are not alone. You are simply the one who refused to forget. The first prophet Enoch wrote, "Woe to you who shed the blood of the righteous, for you will be delivered into the hands of the wicked." Are you driving the bus with kidnapped children? Are you trafficking them for the pedophiles? You're equally guilty. Enoch wrote about the day that's coming very soon. He said, "And in that day the angels will descend and gather all who have helped iniquity, and the blood of the righteous will be avenged." Revelation chapter 14 says, "Yet another angel who had authority over fire came from the altar, and he called with a loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, 'Use your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of grapes from the vineyard of the earth,' he said, 'because its grapes have ripened.' So the angel swung his sickle at the earth and gathered the grapes from the vineyard of the earth, and he threw them into the great winepress of God's wrath. Then the press was trampled outside the city, and blood flowed out of the press up to the horses' bridles for about 180 miles. Keep the flame alive. But for those of you who belong to Christ, there is more than just vigilance. There is victory. The enemy is real, but he is already defeated. Let me give you 3 promises to hold on to. John 8:32. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. They try to hide the truth and erase your memory, but the truth belongs to God, and he ensures his people will find it. The enemy operates in darkness. We walk in the light. Matthew 10:28. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. They can threaten your life. They can take your liberty, but they cannot touch the part of you that belongs to Christ. Your soul is sealed. Your eternity is secure. That is the freedom they can't steal. Revelation 12:11 says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they did not love their lives to the death." The blood of Jesus is the final victory. When you speak the truth, even if it costs you everything, you are overcoming. You are part of the army that has already won. Even the book of Enoch gives the encouraging words for God's people. "And now fear not, you righteous, for you will have great joy, and your blood will not be shed in vain." To my brothers and sisters, all of the saints, I say this: do not be afraid. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. Christ is King. The gates of hell will not prevail. Hold fast to his word. Remember his promises, and let your testimony be the weapon they can't silence. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it and never will. Think about it.